Alright everyone, we got ourselves a beautiful Battle of Alexandria. We are starting at the real town center of this map, obviously, the library. That's why all those sharp stone beds are here to protect it. Make sure no one gets back there, of course. But we got a nice 4v4 on the New World mod. It's one of two battles that I have there. That will be this week and next week. This first of this one is, as you can tell, a very short one. And that is because it is a wild fight. I wanted to show you something interesting that you can do on Alexandria, as well as just something very high-paced with a lot of aggressive defender plays. But let's get this party started. Let's start with the attackers over on here. We got a mix of two, but what we're going to be starting with is Cyprus, brought to us by Frosted. He's got himself a Galatian Royal Guard General, which is really nice. 3 mercenary Cretan Toxotis, which are basically Cretan archers with fancier shields. 1 Toxidus, to make it so I can't say the name. 2 Agema Spears, 2 Carian Axemen, 3 mercenary Egyptian Levy, 4 Thorax Swords, and 4 Thoreos Spears. Just a lot of movable javelins. And that's what I mean by, look at those nice shields that they've got. Some of them are just the regular Cretan Archer model. Some of those have that fancy golden shield. That is indicative of the Isle of Crete. Now, next up we do have the Freeman. He is spread out a bit, but he's got a good chunk of men here. He's got 3 boys hiding back here, which are woodsmen. But he's got, as I mentioned, 4 woodsmen hiding back there. They're a stock-style troop. He's got 6 of these tribeless warriors. Very cheap infantry, but they're dangerous because of that frenzy charge and that weapon damage. They can actually get a good number of kills on some good units, though they won't survive the engagement. But he's also got some Italian cavalry, 4 units to be exact. Then we're going to jump over here. He's also got 2 units of these companion cav, as well as 3 Musalon Kingsmakers, which are interesting boys. Very fancy, strong sword and boards. Since we're already over here, we might as well hit up Troy. Freemen are brought to us by Riza, by the way. Troy brought to us by Garen. He's got himself 5 of these Vanguard Shieldmen. He's also got the fixed Ballista over there. He's got 1 Trojan Heavy Chariot. So chariot unit on attack. Interesting stuff here. Could be good, could be bad. Let's see how it goes. He's also got 3 Trojan Archers with 1 King's Marksman, a very elite unit there. 5 Phrygian Infantry, and 3 Trojan Swords. I can't speak today. But these are those beautiful shieldmen. Fancy boys. And then those King's Marksmen. Where are they? Definitely fancy boys. These are probably... yeah. These guys are monsters. I mean, that's 40 missile damage, 150 range. However, 22 melee attack with 60 armor, 24 weapon damage, 32 melee defense. Wonder if they had any special abilities, but no, it doesn't look like it. Final attacking army, of course, we have Egypt. Ptolemaic Egypt, to be exact, brought to us by Nice Rice. Bring 4 Royal Thorax Swordsmen. 4, including his general, so a lot of elite Royal Thorax. 4 Nubian Archers, 2 Egyptian Levy, 2 Levy Thoreau Spears, and 5 of the Crocodile Boys themselves, Sobek Cultists. 5 is excessive. We'll see how it goes. 1 or 2 is always actually nice in the Egypt army just because of that scare ability that they've got. Something that would help you break through with them. And they also have Encourage, which is nice as well. Let's get us over to the defenders. First defender we've got here is Rhodes, brought to us by Titled Sum. He's brought a Thorax Hoplite General, 4 Rhodian Slingers, of course, 7 Thorax Swords, 2 Thoreo Spears, and let's see if I can see the Elite Boys themselves, and 1 unit of Mercenary Myrmidons. Fancy boys here, just like in the movie, and they don't have shoes. They walk around barefoot everywhere. It's great. Next up, we have Royal Scythius, brought to us by Mr. Jaunt himself. Scythian Royal Horse General, 4 Harbingers, which are fun boys. Guerrilla Cataphracts, basically, though he is keeping them in, most of them inside. He's also brought us 2 Scythian Noblewomen, 1 Scythian Royal Skirmisher, and 2 Scythian Hoplites. The only Harbinger that is outside is this boy right here. About to have the time of his life against those, I think those are the Frisians? Yeah, the Frisian infantry. Just blast right through them. But since we are over here, let us go to Judea, brought to us by Enoris. He's brought Sanguinorum General, 4 Jewish Legion, which are very elite slingers, 3 Jewish Brigade, and 7 Colosseum. Now when it comes to this, can we get a good look at those Jewish Legion? Not really, so let's look at stats. Stat-wise, 29 missile damage with 150 range, 8 shots per minute with 15 accuracy, 70 armor there, 32 melee attack, 34 weapon damage, 43 melee defense. These are really expensive boys. But let's take a look at the general at least. There they are. Them seals. Final army, of course, is Iceni, brought to us by the man who made this sally out possible, me. I've got here 1 Heroic Rider General, 6 Ambushers, 4 Briton Chariots, and 3 Celtic Warhounds. So, a trick in this map, because the people at CA did an amazing job with those boundaries. The boundary for the defenders, non-guerrilla troops, I should mention, extends out to here. Now, it's not a very big one, so you have to place them on top of each other like this. But you can do BS like this. Without having to run through a gate, without having to run through the enemies, you can just sweep along the side, right into them. Which we'll see in a second. So, without further ado... Oh, before we go, I do have something to posit to you. When do you think this battle tilts to one favor and one side to another? Do you think it's going to be at the end of the sally out? If you do, let me know. Do you think it's when they're rushing in and there's not a lot of boys left inside? You let me know. You let me know where you think the victory for either the defenders or the attackers was tipped over. But let's get this party started. I've delayed long enough. Alrighty, let's get this party started with the, oh, those poor boys. I actually didn't lose too many. That volley did not kill too many, but that, charge did. That charge definitely did. More Egyptian levy, and then the Thorax. Thorax are going to do a bit better, in this fight. That is for sure. Levy's dropping, that Levy's dropping, that Thorax is in now. General popping out. Any fun parties anywhere else? Yes. Over here, nice charge against the infantry. Oh, boy. Hell of a goddamn charge. Jewish coming on out, but let's get back over here. Oops. This side. Yep, perfect timing. First chariot coming on in. got stuck for a second right into those, but up there they continue to go. Ooh. You don't mind the fact that this is like a 20-minute battle in timer. Here comes the next one. Javelin's coming in, trying to stop him. However, you see the issue with chariots is they'll still keep getting kills running. There's quite a few of them left. Watch how many of these guys don't get up. They've almost lost half their unit to a routed unit. That's what makes these guys so dangerous in here. But while that party's going on... Ooh. I see... Lines are forming up. It looks like Infantry Jewish Brigade... Or, sorry, the Kalak men. Nice charge with the Harbingers. Just getting more kills. Back over here. Another chariot. Looks like it's rampaging through. Both of these chariots, actually. So one dead chariot over there, one dead chariot already. So these are the last two here. So they do need to pull their weight to win, because ambushers here, pretty good kills. They're not going to beat that thorax. Dogs over here. Busy microing these boys. Once I realize these guys are sitting still, yep, there they go. These ambushers are getting pretty torn to pieces. These two are still healthy, so that's good. This one's running through. It goes for the general. Does not do much. The general is probably pretty much going to leave here with very little casualties. It is a Galatian Royal Guard, which good luck for me trying to deal with. Look at that. Oh, there we go. Right through the middle. That one stopped. We don't want him to stop. Get going. There we go. This one's continuing through, just continuing to get kills. Dog's going in. There we go. Dog's doing some real damage, hitting the thorax. Taking a few of them out. That one's still going. As is this boy right here. 600 kills here. Over 600. 615 and we're at almost 670. Yep, 700 kills. Those guys going in against the dogs. How many are left? Decent amount of the dogs are left. But everything is just to bog up the enemies for these chariots. 703 on that one. The other one is unfortunately gone already. 700 and 600 kills. I mean, those aren't bad. Actually, there's the routing one. How many is it at? 766 for that unit of chariots. It's down to 3 chariots now. 2 chariots. We got some more harbingers over here. They're cycling around. Over here, pretty much this is being kept contained to. Chariots now facing over there. Oh, there's 2 chariots left. Missed that volley. Oh, thank God. Run through. Still down. Still got 2. He's close. He is close. Down to 1 chariot. 82. He is the MVP right here. He's dodged so many javelins. Oh, those were psyched. All those guys would be dead. But all these guys are dead. Oh, we got stuck here. Is he going to get out? Come on. Get out. Good, he got out. Puts him over 800. He's got over 800. He's a god. And he's out. Over here, the Sobek army has now made their way in. Some Egyptian levy holding off against the Thorax. More Egyptian levy. Now the dangerous part is a lot of these armies are weaker. Pelican not doing well. What we hope to just survive is these Jewish legions. They are incredibly elite units. Push those chariots away, that's what we needed. That is really, really big here. But we are in a gamble, because I am 5 minutes into the battle, and I'm down to my general. And guess what? Cyprus is not down to just his general. Though a lot of his units are injured, Cyprus has a lot of men left, a decent amount of men left over, and some heavy hitters. He's got almost a full Galatian Royal Guard, almost full Thorax. His ranged is pretty neutered. Full Thoraeus, but that Thorax and that Galatian Royal Guard will be dangerous together. Basically, Joe's got an all-cavalry army, which means Rhodes is all that can hold off against here. Royal Thorax Swordsman coming in. Ooh. Getting into those slingers. Nice job. And these are Nubian bowmen. All 4 Nubian bowmen, which, to be honest, Egypt is my favorite to bring. Royal Thorax here. More Royal Thorax here. With some Sobeks in there. Some of those crocodile boys. I think those Sobek cultists scare. Yeah, they scare. They scare their own boys. No. Royal Thorax moving in, like, it's a good number of Royal Thorax, a good number of Sobeks. This is a very dangerous army to face. Now some of the ranged are going down, some of those Nubian bowmen. Downside to getting in here, but moment of truth. Can he get the cavalry through? And I don't think he's going to be able to. Oh, those are cavalry, or missile cavalry. I think he wants to pull them away. Speaking of cavalry, the general unit in Shield Wall did just manage to stop that Italian cavalry from breaking through. And he is holding that corner. Vanguard Shieldman. I've moved my cavalry general over there just to support Egypt while Joe supports this shit show. But, oh, that is massive. Though he got the Harbingers in. Harbingers are in and just eating. Oh, no. This is not what Egypt needed. Because now, rear charge, yep. What's he at right now? 195. And he's breaking all these boys. Losing decisively attacked in rear, losing decisively attacked in rear. Losing decisively attacked in rear. Oh, no. Now, yeah, he can just move the men out. And next charge. Right in the back of those Royal Thorax. Ooh, but that is a hell of a play. Nice little thin down the formation. Get through. Royal Thorax through. Now the issue is there's a Thorax hoplite over here that's going to stop him. And he went too far, so he's not going to be able to sneak around this way, though that wouldn't be the best bet. He's at 229. Oh, he's going to... One of them got through. Literally just one, and they're going to die in a second. Oh my god, he stopped breaking. Yeah, here comes Cyprus moving around. That's an interesting strategy. The Freemen here, Tribulus Warriors, are actually going to try to push that open. We got a Harbinger here at 147 kills. The General, the Heroic Riders also coming on in. The Jewish Legion in, along with that unit against the unit King's Marksmen. The King's Marksmen are really good units, by the way. Like, these are the pro units. But he did get a gap right into here, force into those Trojan archers, and then as they go to retreat, here comes the heroic riders. He's at 192, 193, 4. Yep, here it goes. Right on in. Everything's routing. He's pulling back. He's at 195. He goes and retreats. Over here, it's still a blob fight. The Trojan swordsman going down against the Jewish brigade. I think it's because of the range supremacy. And the heroic riders coming on in. Alrighty, everyone, getting back into the game right where we left off. Well, there was definitely not a crash. I'm going to stay over here for an extra minute or two, because it does not like me going over to the other side at the moment. Just going back and forth, hitting this boy. Over there, Egypt is basically dismantled. There's a Royal Thorax sword over there. That's about it. Most of Cyprus was coming down this way. But with what's remaining of Rhodes just sweeping out Cyprus here and a bit of Egypt, and the freemen coming in, lots of them actually. All these woodsmen, some of the tribeless warriors coming on in. These guys have stock, so they were completely hidden. I think they might have been the people all the way in the back there initially. But the horses are here to just delay. Here we got some cavalry here. Let's see how much damage this guy's about to do with that Scythian royal horse. How much is Joe about to do? Oh dear. Hitting the tide. And that is Draco popped. Oh dear. Racking up kills. Harbinger here as well, up to 70. However, the companion cavalry is coming on in, as is all of Cyprus moving down here. So now, Rhodes is moving some units, but he's leaving some on the other side to make sure that the companion cavalry don't break through. Scythian Royal Horse down to... Oh, they just lost 69. That makes it so sad. They're at 157. Thorax Hoplite coming to plug the gap. Scythian Hoplites making their way around, the only 2 infantry he brought. Heroic Riders just going back and forth, allowing these guys to break. With those broken, what's left for Troy are 2 more units of Vanguard Swordsmen. But the dangerous unit here are the 3 Musalon Kingmakers. I think they should have gone in a little earlier. Probably when those Musalon were going down. Keep the pressure up. Also try to stop me from moving back and forth like I've been doing. But he is microing over here, so you know what, it makes sense. Scythian Royal Skirmishers got into the back of there and did some real damage. Harbinger's 2v1ing the companion cav. Not the best, and won't stay there, but the Scythian Royal... The archers coming in the back, trying to stop him. More units than he needs. I'm coming back around. Gosh, that Jewish legion there. Still going in. Look at that. Over here, that Thorax Hoplite is about to get a ton of kills on these woodsmen. I'm sure the woodsmen are actually... Oh my god, that's... How much? That's 39 weapon damage. With 14 piercing. Oh, that has to be brutal. Not in a fight like this, but just in general, that has to be brutal. Noblewoman getting in. There. That Scythian Royal Skirmishers dropping. So is that Companion Cav. Harbingers V Companion. Harbingers have less men. With all this coming in, that route's, he's just trying to break as much with the Scythian noblemen, women as possible. And he's doing a great job doing that. Kill-wise, he's only at 40, but that's the third unit I've seen he broke. That Thorax Hoplite did end up winning. He's at 251 kills. That is wild. Woodsman coming over here, so this Scythian Hoplite's coming to stop him. Oh no. Oh my gosh, that number is starting to drop. They weren't exhausted. That charge could have been super brutal. But over here we have the Myrmidons. Those shoeless bastards. But that Galatian Royal Guard is getting stopped, and he is being dropped real hard. This was a smart move. He brought the companion cavalry here so they can get double tower fire, and then he can get surrounded without being able to retreat. Now that companion cav is stuck. Even if they break the Harbinger, they have to break through that noble woman as well, or that royal skirmisher as well. By then, he's probably going to be low enough on men that it's over. That Royal Guard was just crushed by that Scythian Royal Horse. But pretty much the last of the fights are over here against the Kingsmakers. And the Kingmakers are doing a ton of damage. I don't think they're going to win in the end. But I genuinely think... I don't know how much they could have won. They had a good chance throughout the whole thing, even with that sally out. Cyprus survived. It's Cyprus. Cyprus survived. I might have been saying Crete this whole time. It was Cyprus. But they survived well enough to sally out like that, especially because it left me with one unit. I think if they had another unit just guarding their backs while the other two were charging in and the other ones weren't so far away. I know they were trying to avoid the slingers. But if that were the case, they probably could have stopped my general and stopped them from breaking and probably done a lot more damage at the very least with those vanguard swordsmen. Jewish Legion fighting the Kingmakers. These Kingmakers at 71. These are at 71 as well. No rest for the wicked. I need more kills, basically. Rhodes here took the night off. He's good. He likes this position here. He's like, I'm not moving. I don't need to. I'm resting. The rest of the boys can party over there. Actually, speaking of which, since we are waiting, how did these slingers do? Some of those kills, man. But back over here. Yep, look, those Kingmakers are starting to cut through. 111, 84 here, 96 here. But here it comes yet again, going on out to get around. Diving a bit deeper in there, 87. For the general, these guys are down to 120, or got 127. These guys, 93 men left, 98. That general's still healthy. Yep, he's getting a little deeper in, getting themselves stuck in. And these Jewish Legion are tanky, like 70 armor and a slinger unit, so they have 15 ammunition. But here it comes again. This is right now the weakest unit. You see, That's what he needed to be able to do. Contain like this. Stop me from being able to charge in, which he did. This becomes a far worse fight for me. So now I try to get out, and I can't really get out. Yeah. But see if he had something like this, but now he's got to go on in because that knight is out. Oh, it's just the general now. Well, it's over. This general unit's going to get surrounded and just eliminated. Yep. With that, let's take a look at some army comps, see how this party goes. Don't mind that. That's not an important army comp. We're going to start... God. Hold on here. So that's 4,000 men. 4,400. Okay, we're at 5,680. Then 120. So we're at 5,720. 6,700. No, 6,680 there. 6,680 total. That's how many more on the defenders. Attackers. We have 6,000. About 6,200. So that's 8,000. And then about 8,000 men on the battlefield for the defenders. So, you know, a little bit of a difference in manpower. But with that difference in manpower is hard hitters. So, Joe's General, the Scythian Royal Horse, 197 kills. Nice stuff here. 141 for that first unit of Harbingers, 295 for the second, 261 for the third, 230 for the fourth. These are the guerrilla cataphracts. Yeah. Scythian Noblewomen, 257, 130. That Scythian Royal Skirmisher, 186. Poor Hoplites didn't get to see much action. But Honoris here with the Judii, 135 on that Sanguinorum General. Jewish Legion, 239, 130, 163, so only one of them didn't get over 100. That's sad. Ooh, nice. That one got 80. Oh, so close, Jewish Brigade. 86 for that Jewish Brigade. And then the Kalayim is 103, 114, 128, 113, 148, and 188. They all did really well. Outside of that one guy who was still completely healthy because Honoris definitely didn't forget about him until the end of the battle. Then we have me as Iceni. 261 there for that heroic rider general. 156 for that first chariot. 315 for the second. Then 766 for the third. And of course 813 kills for that fourth one. So the majority of my points right there. Then we have the ambushers. 158, 131, 135. 3 solid ones. And the poor doggos didn't do too well, but they're always fun to bring, just to send out dogs. But titled here, bringing up the rear with Rhodes, doing a great job securing the flank and winning one of the 2 big infantry fights. But 309 with that thorax hoplite, 252, 106, 243, and 252 for those Rhodian slingers. 116 for that, I think that's the mercenary myrmidons, yep. 127, 118, 114 for those thorax. Then Frosted here as Cyprus, who despite everything was still the second highest kills on the defenders, or on the attackers, and only 198 kills from the top kills. But what we've got here with Cyprus, anything really stand out? Some of those thorax, 139, 166, 205. One of those Thoreos also getting 115. Now, Garen here, the most on the attackers themselves. As Troy, that King's Marksman. Look at that. 205 right there. 253 on one of those Vanguard Shieldmen. Those Vanguard Shieldmen kind of got stuck in a really tough position for them. They just got shot down by the Jewish Legion. But next up we got Nice Rice as Ptolemaic Egypt. Now this was a wild army, to be fair. Two of his Royal Thorax getting 189, 112. None of his Sobeks doing well. None of his other units doing well. Finally, we have Riza as the Freeman. His General Kingsmaker got 140. His other two Kingsmaker 130, 148. You know what? One of those Tribeless Warriors got 48 kills. That is good on them. But that is it. Now, this wasn't the closest fight, to be fair. I mean, Titled lost 800 men out of 2,200. But I wanted to show this off for one reason, and one important reason, which I stated at the beginning of the video. The dangers, well, the advantages the Sally Out brings. The Sally Out forces you to think without, forces you to just get overwhelmed without being able to think. And if you let it do so, especially when it's unexpected, like chariots appearing outside of the walls, which shouldn't normally happen, you get stuck in a real big bind, especially if you can't micro fast enough. Which, to be fair, I'll be honest with you, is one of my weaknesses as well. But I hope it was an enjoyable one, a wild ride. Though despite after that Sally Out, it was still a very even fight, considering how many men we potentially had left to how many they had left. But I will be signing off now. You all have a wonderful time. I want you to tell me when you think the battle was decided. Was it at the beginning? Was it a bit later? When do you think the battle was decided? Because I think it's when Egypt fell pretty easily. But bye all for now.